This week is literally kicking my ass. I don't do it all and no one does it all. I mostly do a lot of things at the last minute. I want people to walk away from my videos with some type of value. Wake up. Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I don't really think I've ever shared anything like this before, but if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jen. I'm a full-time working mom. I have 2 kids and I also have a channel here on YouTube that keeps me busy during my hours when I'm not working. So one of the questions that I most commonly get asked is, how do I fit everything in? How do I maintain a YouTube channel and create content and publish videos regularly when I also have a full-time job? And so that's what this video is going to be all about. Today is Wednesday. It is very early in the morning. I got up at 4:30 this morning to record several voiceovers that I needed to record for videos before I go to work today. So that's definitely one way I fit things in, is getting up super early and doing a lot before work. I'm inherently a morning person, so it's not that difficult for me, but that's basically what I'm going to share with you in this video. A week in the life of a working mom who also YouTubes. So I hope that you enjoy this video and let's get started. Okay, so let me give you a synopsis of what I do here on YouTube and what I do in my normal day job if you guys are new here. So my normal day job is that I am a nurse. I am a clinical analyst and I have been a nurse for 15 years. So I've worked in a variety of different areas and settings. I've worked mostly in hospital-based setting, but I've also worked in long-term care when I first started out in healthcare. The job that I do now is I am an RN, what they call a clinical analyst. I've been doing this job for 7 years now, and I do have a master's degree in nursing administration. And I also hold a couple different certifications in process improvement, which means that basically I'm just certified to coach people through improvement projects in a healthcare setting. I'm also a coach mentor, and I am in the process right now of being certified as a transformational coach, which is basically just another type of person that can facilitate improvement projects. I work at a hospital, and so I deal with a lot of healthcare data. So any of the data that our hospital has to submit or report or monitor to make sure that we are providing quality patient care. Me and of course a team of other people in my department are responsible for analyzing that, monitoring that, facilitating improvement projects. And so I really like my job. I'm sort of a data nerd. I love Excel. I could work in Excel worksheets all day long. So it's really fun to me, and I get to use my experience as a nurse taking care of patients along with the skills that I have in data analysis and quality improvement to help make care better for patients. And so hopefully that gives you an idea of what I do on a normal day-to-day basis. I did work for years, obviously before this job, on a regular hospital floor taking care of patients. I've worked many shifts that you can think of. I've worked night shift, day shift, 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, evenings, weekend option. I've done all of that, and I'm very lucky and blessed to have sort of traditional hours now. So a brief history of YouTube is that I originally started YouTube in 2013 as a way to share my scrapbooking and paper crafting projects. And I really wasn't serious about it then. I worked as a contract sort of person or contract worker in the scrapbooking industry for a long time on different design teams from, you know, I would say 2010 to 2017, 2018. I was on a variety of different design teams. I was published in different magazines, and I started a YouTube channel to be able to share scrapbooking and crafting tutorials. And so when I sort of stepped back from working professionally in the scrapbooking industry, and of course this was all in addition to my normal job as a nurse, it's just sort of like a side thing, I decided to change the direction of my YouTube channel and go more into like food and lifestyle. And really my mission was to help and represent working moms, because I feel like that is a niche on YouTube that is underrepresented. I know that there are moms who work full-time outside the home on YouTube, but they are few and far between, and it's hard to find moms who do that on YouTube. And I think that representation is important, and I felt like I had something to share with the community and something to give. And so that was why I changed the direction of my channel. And I did that in early 2018. It was soon after we moved into this house that my husband and I built this house in 2017. And so shortly after we moved into this house is when I really started ramping up my content on YouTube. And now about 2.5 years later, I recently hit 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So that is super exciting. I've been consistently posting videos several times a week for, over 2 years now. So I have a large catalog of videos on my channel. So it's been fun. It's been really fun to be able to share my love of cooking and just, my everyday life and sort of tips that I think are helpful in balancing working mom life. And so I get a lot of questions about how I do it all. And I just want to preface this whole conversation by saying that I don't do it all and no one does it all. And if someone tells you that they can do it all, they're most likely lying, because the truth is you can only be so productive and there are only so many hours in a day. And so when you ramp up in one area of your life, or you put a lot of focus in one area of your life, then something else has to suffer. And you can really only have so many key priority areas in your life at a time. And so for me right now, that is my family, my regular job, and YouTube. Those are like my 3 priority areas. And you'll see throughout this video that most of the time, in addition to my regular job, I work on my YouTube business probably anywhere between 2 to 6 hours a day in addition to my regular job, depending on the day. And I do that because I love it, and I am a highly motivated and driven person, and I work really well under pressure. And so I like to put content out there. I know that my audience is waiting for me to put content out there, and so that's what I do. That's how I'm driven, by helping other people and really trying to make quality videos that can solve a problem for people. I think that if you're going to have a YouTube channel, the question you should ask yourself is, what problem are you solving? Are you just here to entertain people, or are you here to help people in some way? Because I want people to walk away from my videos with some type of value. Are my videos value added? And even if it's just entertainment, that's fine. But for the most part, I want people to walk away with either a new tip that they can use in their life, a new cookbook that they can try, a new way to cook something in the kitchen, a new way to clean their bathroom or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm trying to offer. So like I said, this morning I got up early. I have a few voiceovers to film. So I have my microphone here. Any equipment that I use for filming or voiceovers, or my laptop or anything, I'll link this all down below if you are at all interested. If you're not, just ignore it. I would say one voiceover for a video, just the voiceover part, takes me anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the video. They can take me longer, especially if it's a really long meal prep video. And when I sit down, I always try to have everything in front of me that I'm going to need. So this particular video is in partnership with a brand, and so I have the creative brief right here that I use to make sure that I get all of the talking points in there. If it's specific recipes I'm sharing, I have those printed out and with me so that I can sort of talk about that and reference them as I'm doing the voiceover. If it's out of a cookbook, I have the cookbook. And while I'm doing the voiceover, I'm also making notes of what I need to list in the description box. So people want to know specifically, you know, where you got this recipe, what you're using in it, links to products, that kind of thing. And I'm happy to provide that because, again, I want to add value to people's lives. And so as I'm you know, sort of recording the voiceover or editing the video, I always keep a list of things that I need to link in the description box. So I'm gonna do these few voiceovers. See, I wanna try to get at least 2 done before I go to work for the day, and then I'll catch up with you guys after work. All right, so it's 4 p.m. I'm off work, and I am now going to finish the other 2 voiceovers that I didn't do this morning. So I did 1 voiceover this morning for a meal prep video, and I have 2 more to do right now, and I want to get those done before dinner. Okay, so when I make cheese balls, I love to do it in my stand mixer. I just think that it is the easiest way to quickly combine all the ingredients. So in the bowl, I have a couple packages of cream cheese. It is now 5 p.m. I am done with my voiceovers. I also talked on the phone to my friend Christine, who you may know from Frugal Fit Mom. She and I have become good friends, and we often talk to, you know, bounce ideas off each other for YouTube and whatnot. So I was gonna cook dinner tonight, but I actually think I'm just gonna go get Subway, because I think that sounds like a good idea, and I'm kind of exhausted. Most days I try to stick to my meal plan, or most weeks actually I try to stick to my meal plan as much as I can, but I do give myself a little bit of flexibility in terms of, like, if there's something that I have to pull out of the freezer and I just don't want to deal with it, I'll just leave it in the freezer and we'll get Subway or pizza or something, because we all have to give ourselves grace every once in a while. All right, so it is currently 7:50 p.m. and I have not posted a video today, but I would like to because I have a grocery haul that I filmed this weekend, and I want to get that live, obviously, before I film the next grocery haul this coming weekend. So I remembered that I didn't actually film the meal plan part of that grocery haul last weekend, so I have it right here. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and film that real quick and then work on editing that video. Grocery hauls are like the fastest videos for me to edit, because there's no voiceover, there's no like editing together a bunch of clips. It's just me blabbing on about my groceries. So I'm gonna do that, and my aim will be to have that posted this evening. I always try to, for the most part during the week, post my videos in the evening. YouTube gives you some analytic tools that share with you when your audience is online, and most of my audience is online or on YouTube in the evenings, and so that's the ideal time for me to post videos. If other people have different audiences, they may find it best to post in the morning, but for me, most people watch my videos in the evening time, so that's when I post. The exception to that is on the weekends, when the time is better, like mid-morning, early afternoon. So just a little insight there on why I tend to post my videos in the evenings. So some nights I do stay upstairs and work at my desk on YouTube work, but on this night I decided to go downstairs and sit on the couch with Adam, and we were watching something on TV. I can't remember what. So I do really like having the flexibility with a laptop computer as opposed to a desktop. I do have a big monitor that I use for editing when I'm at my desk, but it is nice to be able to take my computer downstairs and be able to spend time with my family while I'm still getting something done. And yes, I'm always multitasking. So after I got the video edited, I needed to do the thumbnail. So I'm just doing that really quick here. I use Photoshop elements to do all of my thumbnails. It's just what I have experience in with photography and photo editing. There are people that use different programs like PicMonkey and some other ones that I'm not familiar with, maybe Canva. I'm familiar with Canva, but not for editing photos. But anyway, it's usually pretty quick for me to make a grocery haul thumbnail, because it's just me basically editing the photo and then putting the words on top of it. So that was what I was doing here, and you can see Murphy, it looks like he's panting super hard, but this is just sped up. Hey guys, good Thursday morning to you. I'm gonna chat with you while I'm making my kids lunch here. Super early, it's 5:30 in the morning. I am pretty tired, and I would like to sleep for 3 more hours, but I have to work. So I was up until at least 11. Well, I didn't get that video uploaded until 11 last night. I was fighting with YouTube. I have no idea why it would not upload. It was super irritating and frustrating, but technology is great when it works, right? Finally went up around 11 and I went to bed shortly thereafter. Of course, got up early this morning to work. This afternoon, I actually have a video going up today that is a fall inspired meal video, and it's a collab. So it's a video that I did in collaboration with another YouTuber. So I do need to make sure that obviously it goes up on time. I don't really have any flexibility with that. So I will get home from work today around 3:45 or 4. And that video is scheduled to go up at 5. And then I'm waiting on approval for a few other videos that are branded videos. So those I have to obviously submit once I get them made, and then the brand has to approve them before I can set them to go live, but those are set to go live later in the week. So I'm gonna get to work and I will catch up with you guys after work today, and I'm gonna try not to fall asleep today. Wake up. Hey guys, good evening. It is now 4:30 p.m. and I'm happy to report I did not fall asleep during work today, but I am off work now and I have exactly 30 minutes, well now 29 minutes, until I have a video going live. And it's a collab, so it has to go live at that time. And I still need to finish the description box and the thumbnail. But one thing you should know about me is that I mostly do a lot of things at the last minute, but you know what? I always get it done. I work very well under pressure. So right now I'm gonna finish that. I actually came home tonight. I had a meal in the crock pot. I'm sorry if you hear the lawnmower, Adam is mowing. Had a meal in the crock pot. So right now I'm gonna finish this, count down 28 minutes. So let me make this thumbnail, finish the description box, and I'll check back in with you. I literally like just made it. Like I literally pushed publish at 5 p.m. So yep, that's how I roll. All right, I gotta make sure everything's in place here, but all right, I think we're good. Time to move on to dinner. All right, it is 8 o'clock. This week is literally kicking my ass. Like, it has kicked my ass since Monday. Monday was the first day. I basically worked all day, worked till 3, and then I was in my kitchen and I filmed 2 like meal prep videos, or like cooking, like 2 cooking videos, like back to back. So I made like 8, I think it was like 8 recipes. And so I was on my feet in the kitchen from like 3:30 until almost 11 o'clock at night. It was like 3:30 to 10:45. So it was like I basically worked a double shift that day, because I like worked my regular job and then worked in the kitchen. And I know people probably think that working in the kitchen is not a big deal, but when you are on your feet in the kitchen for 7-8 hours, you know, filming everything and cooking, and then of course there's all those dishes that you have to do. I mean, I love doing it, but it is pretty exhausting. So that was really the first day this week that I kind of overworked myself. And then Tuesday, I was just not productive at all because I was just dead. Like I went to work and then I didn't really do much Tuesday evening. So yeah, it's just sort of like an ebb and flow of productivity. Hi. What? I love you too. Go get dressed. So anyway, kids are taking showers right now. Normally after dinner, I'll clean up the kitchen. The kids will help me clean up the kitchen, and then we will just like spend time together in the family room, like either watching a movie or watching TV or talking or whatever. And then normally when the kids come up here to take showers and baths, I'll come up here and work on my computer for a little bit, doing everything that I need to do. One other thing that I did today is that I worked on some Instagram posts while I was in line at Starbucks after work for my drink. So that's another way that I get things done, is just like any pocket of time that I have. I might, I don't know. You don't know me. You don't know me. that's another thing that I do to stay productive is like basically anytime I have like a pocket of free time, I'm like filling it with something. So while I was in line there, I got all of my Instagram posts ready for tonight because I try to post on Instagram every time that I post a video to let people know in case they're not subscribed or in case they don't get the notification or whatever. So oh, and by the way, my shirt says resist gender norms and it's from Ray Gun. So I'll link their site down below. They have a lot of good shirts. So what I do to plan my videos out every month is I use the monthly spread in my planner. I basically will try at the beginning of the month to plan out what videos I know that I'm gonna do. So for example, if I have like brand collaborations or sponsored videos, I'll kind of like lay all those out so I can get a sense of when those are gonna be, what kind of videos they're gonna be. I always have to decide like what kind of video I'm gonna integrate those into, and those are always like fun for me to make because I feel like it stretches my creativity. And I do work with a management company who are angels sent from God and they help me manage all of my brand content and sponsored content, and it is honestly the most helpful thing that I have ever had happen to me here on YouTube. So I'm very grateful for them and the opportunities that it gives me and the help that it gives me, because honestly, emailing back and forth with all of those companies and like trying to figure out rates, and it's just like, it's so much like just work that I don't have the capacity and I don't have time for. I mean, if I didn't work, you know, during the day, I might have time for that kind of stuff, but the reality is that I just don't. And if I'm gonna, you know, continue to grow my channel, then I have to be able to like scale my business. So I have to decide like what I can hire out to other people or what other people can help me with. And so that's one of the things is, as my channel grows, is that it's sort of hard for me because, as you guys can imagine, I'm sure that you are well aware that I'm kind of a control freak. And so it's hard to let other people help you. You know, and I think that's like with anything, you know, at work or with your house or with your kids. I mean, it's hard to let people help, but in the end, it, you know, most of the time it works out for the better. And obviously it takes stuff off my plate. And the more things like that I can take off my plate, the more time that I have to actually like create content, right? To like, you know, brainstorm cooking videos and like actually cook recipes and like give you guys the kind of content that you want to see. So it's all sort of like a give and take. Bottom line is I am nearing the end of the week and my exhaustion levels are high and my sleep levels have been low. And if you are wanting to take advice from me, I would say don't compromise your sleep. But the reality is that's how I get stuff done. And I get, actually one of the most common questions I get a lot is, where do I get my energy? And I guess I've never really considered myself to be a high energy person until people like started telling me that. And I guess I am, but I also get exhausted at times. And there are times when I do have to take a break. Like after Monday, when I basically worked for 16 hours, I mean, like anyone would be tired after that. And so I had pretty much a lazy day on Tuesday, except, you know, obviously I worked my regular job. But yeah, it's just, I don't know the answer to that to tell anyone. The way I think of it is that I just don't give myself a choice. Like I have deadlines that I have to meet, and I've made a promise to myself and a promise to whoever that I'm gonna post a video, and I do it. I mean, I wish I had that kind of motivation and tenacity when it came to like working out. Unfortunately, I don't. However, if it's something that I got really into, I probably would be that way, because I'm a person that tends to like, not fixate, but like I get like really into something and then I just like put my all into it and I set a goal and there's like no other option but for me to meet that goal. So I don't know, that's my personality, and I know not everyone has a personality like that, and some people like to prioritize like rest and relaxation over being super productive all the time, and that's fine too. Like everyone is different. So anyway, I don't know, like I said, I guess I never consider myself to be a super high energy person until people started telling me that. And then I'm like, well, I guess I am, but I'm also kind of tired. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to work on tomorrow, but I guess I'll see you then. Hey guys, and happy Saturday. So I wanted to catch you up on some of the work related to YouTube I've been doing today. It is currently about 3:15 in the afternoon. This morning I had a huge Target and Costco haul to film, which I shopped for yesterday and then put everything away and then shared the haul this morning. So that's another thing to consider, you know, when you take into the account the work that you're doing for filming is the actual like setting up of the grocery haul, going through everything, putting away everything. It does take a little bit longer than it would normally if you were just going shopping and then coming home and putting everything in the fridge. So that's why I didn't get it done last night. I just ran out of time. Connor had a soccer game. So filmed all that this morning, and right now I am working on a thumbnail for a video that's going live today. I have a video that is a fall weekend prep video going live today. It is a sponsored video, so I do need to make sure that that goes up today. It's already uploaded and everything. I'm just working on the thumbnail right now, and then I have to finish the description box. So that's the main thing I'm doing today. Of course, as always, since it's the weekend, I'm filming a weekend prep video, which I pretty much do every single weekend. Sometimes I take a break, maybe once every couple months, but for the most part, I do film them every weekend. Those are the videos on my channel that seem to consistently be really well liked, and a lot of people watch them and comment on them and say that they like them. So obviously that's content that I want to keep doing, and I do enjoy filming, obviously, and I enjoy staying motivated with you all and helping you all be motivated too. So I did get my pumpkin cold brew, of course. I did go through a bunch of spent some time going through some of my comments this morning, answering questions and replying to comments and that kind of thing. So I know I've said this in a separate video, and it probably goes without saying, but you know, I wish I could get to every single comment and respond or answer or whatever, but the reality is I just can't when, you know, hundreds of them are coming in, you know, every day or every other day. So just know that I try as hard as I can to respond to you guys. And if you really have a question that you need answered, the best way to get a hold of me is via Instagram. I'm terrible at email, like really terrible at email, but I'm a little bit better at Instagram. So this is the thumbnail I just made. Typically I do take pictures for my thumbnail, but then I'll also go through the video and take screenshots if there's things that I'm missing. Really the point as I see it of a thumbnail is to really convey just a snapshot of what's in the video and the feel of the video. And it's really the first thing besides the title that's going to draw people in. And especially for people that aren't familiar with my videos, maybe they're just coming across them in their recommended feed or something like that. I always want to make sure that I'm putting my best out there. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I used a few new fonts that I've been using. I do purchase fonts online sometimes for my thumbnails. One place you can actually get really cool fonts is on Etsy. The other thing I was going to say is that I do try to, like when I make my thumbnails and it's like a weekend prep video or some kind of like cleaning video or even a cooking video where I'm like up and around, I do try to convey movement in my thumbnail. So like, for example, this is a photo of me actually doing something, which I think is more eye-catching than just like a still photo. Now, obviously, I'm not going to make every photo like that. And then I also try to make it visually pleasing in terms of like balance. And this is sort of like a graphic design thing, which I'm not, you know, classically trained in graphic design, but I do have some experience doing it in the crafting industry. But as far as like making sure that, you know, if I'm going to combine fonts, you don't want to combine like two script fonts because it looks goofy. So if you're going to combine two fonts, you know, have like a sans serif font and then like a scripty font and have your colors contrast, and then try to make it so, you know, faces are evenly distributed and you have your visual triangle. Like I have, you know, 3 kind of like faces on this thumbnail. So I have my face up here and my body down here and Murphy's head right there. So anyway, just some things that I think about. Obviously, you know, people can not put a lot of work into their thumbnails and have great success on YouTube. It's just something that I enjoy doing. All right, all done with that. So I always then go back to my dashboard on my channel, and then it shows the most recent video that I uploaded here. And then within the next couple hours, I can check back and, you know, reply to comments and see how it's performing and all of that. Hey guys, and happy Monday. It is about 3:45 and I am off work, getting ready to start my second job, my YouTube job. Just kidding. Although sometimes it feels that way, although I find this enjoyable the majority of the time. And honestly, I should say to you, I find my regular job enjoyable too. I really like my job. But anyway, right now I have a video that is going live tonight. It is a meal prep video. I did get approval to post that. I thought I was going to get it last Friday, but I got it today. No big deal. So right now I am working on finishing the thumbnail for that video, and I'm also working on the links that are going to be in the description box. And so if you're ever wondering where I got something, where I got a recipe, a link to a website that I'm talking about or something like that, check the description box. I try really hard to listen to my videos before they're posted, and anything that I use or hear in the video that I say I'll link down below, then I go through and do that. So I would say for each time I post a video, I spend usually about 30 minutes on the description box, sometimes up to an hour, depending on if it's really lengthy or if I have to type out recipes. Eventually I'll have my own website and I'll be able to house recipes there. But that's still something that I'm working on in my spare time. That's funny, right? I also think I want to film a cooking video tomorrow afternoon so I can have some more content for this month, but I have to figure out what that's going to be. I got a new cookbook and I might want to make some recipes out of that. We'll see. Hey guys, so it's several days later and I thought I would just catch up with you and answer some questions. I hope that this video kind of gave you an idea of when I fit things in throughout the week. After I left you off here on this clip, the next few days I did film some recipes after work, and that is mostly when I film my recipe videos. I used to do it on the weekends and I still do sometimes, but now often I'll try to fit it in after work. That may change. The kids are gonna be starting swim again this fall. And so depending on when they have practices, I may have to readjust again. But the thing I really want to communicate is that there is no magic here. I don't have more hours in a day than anyone else has. And so really I just have to maximize my time and fit things in when I can. But I did ask you guys on Instagram and YouTube if you had any questions for me concerning this topic. And so I'm just gonna put that Q&A here at the end of this video. So hopefully if there are any questions that I didn't answer throughout the content, then you can get them answered now. Okay, so by far the most common question that I got asked is, do I plan on quitting my job and doing YouTube full time? And right now the answer is no. I mean, I guess I would say never, right? Because I'm not a fortune teller and I can't tell the future, but I can tell you right now that I have no plans of quitting my job and being a full-time YouTuber. Financially, you know, I could make it work. However, the stability that a full-time employer offers you in terms of income and in terms of employer subsidized health insurance, 401k, all of that stuff is really not possible when you are self-employed. And yes, I could go on Adam's health insurance, but he doesn't have as good of retirement health insurance benefits as I do, and so that's a problem. And you know, as someone who wants to retire when I'm 55, which is what, 18 years away now, 17 years away now, that's definitely something that I have to think about. I don't know that YouTube would have the longevity that I'm looking for in terms of a career. Do I love doing it? Yes. Would I like to have more time to start a food blog and do food photography and do a lot more things with it? Yes. But I think it's also important to note that I spent 6+ years going to school for the job I have now in nursing in the healthcare field. And I've also worked really hard on that. So that's something that I can't discount either. And I'm also proud of my career and the opportunities that that has given me. So no, I do not have any plans to quit my job for YouTube. Sorry. So I also got some questions asking me sort of the same thing, and there were several questions surrounding this, but the main theme of this question is, did I have to get permission from my employer to start a YouTube channel? Or did I tell my boss, or did I get permission for like things like that? And I really, I asked a couple people what the intent of this question is, and I can't quite figure out why you would need to ask permission of your employer to start a hobby outside of work. To me, it's no different than someone who restores classic cars on the weekends and resells it. It's a hobby that they've monetized. Do they have to get permission from their employer to do that? No, of course not. Do I have to get permission from my employer to film what I make for dinner or film myself cleaning the house on the weekends and post that on YouTube? No. In my mind, I view the two things as really separate. Like when I'm at work, I'm at work, and when I'm at home, I'm at home. And so no, I did not have to ask for permission or do anything like that. Obviously, as someone who works in healthcare, I can't disclose certain information on my YouTube channel, and I do not. In fact, I talk about my job in very general terms. I clearly don't talk about anything that would be in violation of privacy or even specific things that I work on. I keep it very general because that's important for me to, you know, follow those professional guidelines. And in fact, there are a lot of people that I work with that watch my channel, and I'm fine with that. There were some questions asking me if I get embarrassed if people know that I have a YouTube channel. No. I'm the same person on this channel as I am at work or with my family or anyone else. I'm not a different person. People that I work with and that I'm friends with in real life can probably vouch for that I'm the same person. And so why I would be embarrassed about, you know, sharing cooking videos and sharing, you know, a little bit about my life on YouTube, I'm not sure. I don't share anything on here that I wouldn't normally share in real life with a friend or an acquaintance. So yeah, no, I'm not embarrassed of it all. In fact, I'm very proud of it. And I am glad that, you know, people that I work with that are also my friends watch my channel. I also got a lot of questions about balance. How do I balance this, that, and the other? How do I balance having kids with having a job, and how do I balance my marriage with having a YouTube channel? And I guess I would say that I think the construct of balance is really not attainable, and really it's really not a thing, because when you actually look up the definition of balance, it means that everything is equal. And I think at any time in our lives, our priorities are not all equal. We do not spend an equal amount of time on all of our pursuits. There are times in my life when I have spent more time on my kids, a lot of time on my kids when they were babies and toddlers. Obviously, a lot of my free time went to that, and less of my free time went to cooking and cleaning and hobbies and my relationship and things like that. You know, there are times when I've put more of an emphasis on my marriage if that needed it, and that means other things have to take a back seat for a while. My kids now are at an age where they're very independent, and this is probably going to make me sound like a bad parent to some people, and that's fine. We're all different parents and we all parent differently in our own ways, but I have always raised my kids to be independent, because my goal, as I see it as their parent, is to make them a successful adult. And they're not going to be a successful adult if I'm coddling them and I am constantly entertaining them all the time. So they are very independent. I encourage them to have their own hobbies, their own pursuits. I will support them in any way that I can. They are old enough now to where they don't constantly need my help, you know, like toddlers do with like toileting and eating and all of that stuff. Obviously, I make them food, but that's just something that I've instilled in my kids, is to be independent. And so I got some questions too about how they don't bother me in the kitchen. I mean, they're just doing their own thing. Yeah, I mean, there are times when we do things together as a family, like we like to play board games a lot. We'll do that a couple nights after dinner. But other than that, everyone pretty much just does their own thing. I think if you have really little kids, it's probably hard for you to imagine what it might be like to have more free time, but don't worry, you will get there. Because like I said, my goal is to have them be successful and independent adults, right? That's my goal. I also got a question about how I balanced having a YouTube channel when my kids were younger. And my answer is I did not have a YouTube channel when my kids were younger. I could not have done this when my kids were babies and toddlers. Unless I did not have a job outside the home, there's just no way. So no, the reason I'm able to do this now, like I said, is because my kids are older and more independent. I got some questions about how I plan my content schedule, and I think I talked about that a little bit in this video, but basically I sit down at the beginning of the month and I map out all of the videos that I know that I'm going to do for that month, and then kind of plan out the content for those. If they're sponsored videos, then I have to figure out what kind of video I'm going to integrate those into. And then after that, I obviously have my recurring videos that I do every week. So I have a weekend prep video that I do every week. I have a grocery haul that I do every week. And then past that, I get inspiration from asking you guys what you want to see. Sometimes my friends will send me video requests. Sometimes I will ask on Instagram and, you know, get ideas for meal prep videos. A lot of times I get inspiration from cookbooks. I am a cookbook collector. If you guys have watched my channel for a while, you know that. And so I like to just take a cookbook and, you know, make 3 or 4 recipes out of that, just to kind of share with you guys some of my favorite cookbooks and show you how the recipes turn out. There are, you know, seasonal things that I take into account. Like right now it's fall, so I've planned, you know, fall meals and content and things like that. Around Christmas time, I usually try to do a couple different videos centered around gift ideas, just because I know I like watching those videos. Sometimes it can be difficult to, you know, find gift ideas for friends and family. So I will typically do one of those videos, like, you know, Amazon gift ideas or something like that. So part of it is seasonal, but then part of it too is just getting feedback from you guys, asking you what you want, and then, you know, kind of just being inspired by different cookbooks that I have. I also got a question asking me if the income that I get from YouTube is worth it compared to the time that I put in. And yes, it is now, although I would say it wasn't always that way. I actually did not start getting monetized from YouTube until I think it was July 2018 maybe, or something like that. So it was about a year after I started really publishing content regularly. It takes a while to build an audience. It takes a while to get discovered. It takes a while for all of those things to happen. And so for a long time, you're kind of working for free. But if you can build a successful channel and a successful audience, I would say yes. Financially, the return on investment is there. There are a variety of different ways that people on YouTube, you know, get paid and get revenue. Obviously there's AdSense on YouTube, which is Google, you know, that pays you for the ads that are run in your videos. There is sponsored content where you get paid directly from brands for integrations in your videos. And then also there's affiliate marketing. So, you know, any links that I include in the description box are typically affiliate links. And so those are kind of the 3 main sources of revenue. I would say as creators go further and sort of build their channel and build their audience, the income from sponsorships increases, and most times is the bulk of the income compared to what you get from Google on AdSense. And so I know there are a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of sentiments out there about sponsored videos, and I even get comments sometimes that people are not going to watch me anymore because I'm posting sponsored content. And I guess that's your choice, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm getting compensated for my time and my creativity, and I would never show or recommend a product that I wouldn't use and wouldn't buy myself. So I don't really, I've never really understood the negativity around it. Our world runs on advertising. It just that, think of how many things that are free because of advertising. You don't have to pay to use Facebook or Twitter. And why? That's because of ads. You don't have to pay to use YouTube, and that's because of ads. So everywhere you go, you know, you're running into ads somewhere. So just know that I do have integrity, and like I said, I don't recommend things that I wouldn't purchase myself. And there are lots of times when I turn down sponsorships because I don't believe in the product, or don't think it's something that I would use, or I don't think it's something that fits in with my channel. A lot of that is around like diet content, like diet apps, flat tummy pills, weight loss teas, stuff like that. I don't include those on my channel because you guys know my distaste for the diet industry and all the things that go along with that. And so, yeah, that's just something I don't do. And yes, I have turned down offers for those kind of things and other things. Another common question that I got is how to deal with criticism. And I think that there is a difference between constructive criticism and people just being mean. And when you put your life out there, you're gonna get a little bit of both. Personally, I appreciate constructive criticism. There are plenty of things that I have changed in response to people that have constructively criticized me, as far as like using less plastic bags and, you know, reducing my waste in the kitchen and things like that. Those are things early on, like really early on when I first started posting videos, that I got feedback on, you know, and you kind of do get defensive at first, but then when you sit back and think about it, it's like, no, I really could change my behavior around this. And so yes, those are things that I've integrated. There have been times when people said, you know, make your intros shorter, don't talk so much, turn the music down, things like that. Those are the kind of things that I appreciate, because I want that feedback so that I can continuously improve. However, if there are people that are just making comments to make fun of my weight or my hair, or to disparage the fact that I'm proud of my education or proud of being a working mom, or in general are just saying hurtful things, I don't really tolerate that. And I do block those commenters. The thing is that you don't get a notification if you're blocked. You will still be able to post comments and you can see them, but I can't see them and no one else can see them. There are also ways that you can block words in your comments. And so yes, I know the things that people say about me in terms of my weight or whatever, and those are the terms that I have blocked, because that kind of feedback is just not helpful, and it's just mean, and I don't want to read it, and I don't read it. I just found for myself in my headspace that I can't always be reacting to the negative, because then I just get defensive and I feel like I have to change my behavior, and I just don't want to be that way. I just want to be myself, and for the people that like me and want to watch me, they can come and watch me, and for the people that don't want to watch me, they don't they don't have to. And if they feel they need to leave a rude comment, you know, and it makes them feel better, I guess they're the one that has to lay their head on their pillow at night knowing that they've, you know, made a rude comment to someone. At the end of the day, the rude people are not the ones at the bank paying my mortgage. They're not affecting my life in any way, shape, or form. They're not my close friends or family. So I think that people feel really entitled to share their opinion, even if it's negative. Like, they just have to let you know that you're doing this the wrong way, or that you are slowly killing yourself because you're eating cheese, or I mean, just any of the things that people say. Probably 99% of the time, I'm not gonna take advice from some random person on the internet who doesn't even put a name and a picture by their username. So I don't want to focus on the negativity. Yeah, I don't expose myself to it. And like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't really impact my life. So I just have to let it go. Also, another question, do you ever feel like responding to negative comments with colorful language? Yes, I am a very mouthy person and I don't think that I've made that a secret. And so yes, that is a struggle for me. And so a lot of times I just have to delete it and ignore it. That is not in my nature to do that, as you probably know. I think sometimes people who are, you know, creators or put their lives out there, we're just expected to take criticism and just lay down and not respond. And I don't like that thought, because it's like, yes, you should be able to defend yourself, but at the end of the day, if you're getting into an argument with some random person online, probably no one is gonna win, so it's just counterproductive to engage in that. I also got a few questions on if all of this can be done with just an iPhone, and yes, I believe that it can. Personally, that wouldn't be the way that I would want to do it. I like to edit my videos on a computer so that I have a screen where I can kind of see what's going on. But I have heard of people filming and editing and posting all of their videos on a phone. So yes, while I think it can be done, I probably wouldn't recommend it, but that's just how I work and what my preferences are. Okay, the last question, and I'm sorry I didn't get to all of them, but I am gonna film a separate sort of like more personal Q&A video because I did get those types of questions as well. I got a comment or a question saying, you have such confidence, which I admire. How do you keep yourself grounded and confident while struggling with anxiety and depression? I am so self-aware and unsure of myself. I would love to know how you get it right. So I have been diagnosed with depression, and I do take antidepressants. That's something that I have never been secretive about. I don't really struggle with anxiety. That's never really been an issue for me. As far as confidence, I don't know that that's anything that I can teach people. I have not always been a super confident person, but as I've gotten older and as I've gotten more education and experience doing the things that I do, and I've gotten positive feedback from people, I think that that helps with confidence. If you're talking about confidence in terms of like me being a plus size person or whatever, I don't know. I mean, I get those comments sometimes, and I don't think this is the intent of this comment, but sometimes I feel like the intent of the comment is, you know, how do you have such confidence? And then I think, would someone ask a really thin person that? My weight does not define my worth in any way, shape, or form, and neither does yours. And I have never let the fact that I'm 30 pounds overweight control my life or hold me back in any way. I think that everyone is a different size, and we're all different sizes, and I just don't think there should be anything wrong with that. I do think that positive feedback has a lot to do with it, and just knowing that what you're doing has value, whether that's, you know, making videos on YouTube, or value in, you know, taking care of your kids, having a relationship with your partner, or excelling at work, or whatever it is that you do. I guess I've just always been a person that's pretty sure of myself, and I don't know how to communicate how someone can duplicate that. When people will leave comments on my channel and they'll say that they're unsubscribing because of something, I'm just like, okay. Like, it doesn't bother me. And sometimes I don't even see those comments anyway, but I mean, I just have to focus on the positive and be here to, you know, support and help people, and just try to provide value wherever I can. I would say, you know, if you do have struggles with anxiety and feeling really unsure of yourself, I think that therapy can really help. I think that going to see a therapist, and even now if you do teletherapy or something like that, can be incredibly valuable. And if you have a lot of self-doubt, that's something that I would recommend doing, because they can definitely help you navigate that and become more confident and sure of yourself. So that's all I have to share with you guys in this video. I know it was a longer one and I did cut it down quite a bit. So I tried to keep it cut down as much as I can, with sort of trying to convey the whole week and all of the questions that I got. So if you guys have any other questions, you can leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe and stick around, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.